Hey guys, my name is Danielle. I am the Hypnobirthing instructor at Nature's Playhouse in Ferndale, and today I want to talk about birth plans and why you don't necessarily need one. Yes, I am a birth doula, I am a postpartum doula, I am a hypnobirthing instructor, and I am suggesting that maybe we don't do this thing called a birth plan. But hear me out. So the main reason why I like to do away with the term of birth plan is because it's seen as a very negative thing in the medical community. Oftentimes, it's not seen until the very end of pregnancy. It's usually this birth plan that we kind of create all throughout pregnancy, and then we deliver it to our doctor, and either they sign off on it, or there's a few things we have to discuss, and either we let go of a few of the items, or there's a compromise, or there's nothing on there that doesn't fit and we leave the practice. Or we see it being brought to the hospital and we can get questions or comments like, oh, you have a birth plan. Oh, I know how those usually go. Usually people with birth plans, this is how it goes. I've actually heard a nurse say this before. When someone comes in with a birth plan, they leave with a C-section. I really hate hearing that. But it is true, because a lot of times birth plans are very rigid, and the people who create them are very, very rigid, and it's used as a defense mechanism between them and the doctor, them and the OB or the midwife. Doesn't matter if they're male or female, OB, midwife, it's usually seen as this like, here's my wall, this is my everything, this is what I want, what I don't want, don't cross this. And it's creating a lot of this tension and this fear and anxiety for moms, because it usually birth plans, they have a little bit of alternative approaches to births. They have a little bit more natural approaches. They want to do stuff like delayed cord clamping or placenta encapsulation. Hypnobirthing moms especially have that on their birth plan. And I kind of just want to do away with it. Instead, have a list of questions that you ask your doctor or doctors or midwives throughout your prenatal care, so you get to know them. So when it does come time to go in and have your baby and have them attend, whether it's one OB or multiple, you know already what you've discussed, and you know already where you're delivering and that they support those choices. So to give you an example, with my next pregnancy, whenever we decide to have baby number 2, I won't be creating a birth plan. Instead, I will be kind of deciding what I want to choose, if I want to choose delayed cord clamping, if I want to encapsulate the placenta or not, if I want to wipe the baby off on my own, all of these different things, and talk to my doctor throughout all of my appointments about these different issues and get his take on it. And as long as we're on the same page, which, surprise, I already know we are because I've been through this with him before, I will feel comfortable merely going into labor and going to the hospital and having him there, because I know we've already had this discussion, we've built a relationship through the prenatal care, and I know what his preferences are, and we've kind of already decided. If for some reason you don't feel 100% comfortable with your doctor, I guess it could be a good idea to have them see an actual printed out version, sign it, anything like that. But it's birth. I would highly urge you to find someone that you feel that comfortable with, where you don't have to present them with a birth plan as soon as you get there. And then I also say that if you have your partner with you and you have made all these discussions, or you've had all these discussions throughout pregnancy, and then you possibly hire a doula, those two people are part of your birth team. So they know what your preferences are. They don't need a birth plan printed out. And throughout your labor and delivery, your nurse is going to be asking you different options that you have. So for my class, I like couples, I like especially the partner, to become more aware of the choices that they have, because it can be very overwhelming for the partner, especially if they're not the mom, they're not the one going through the hormonal changes, they're not laser focused on that day. They might lose some details in the shuffle. So maybe having a little birth plan for them, like different options that they have, so they can know how to make decisions in case mom is unable to. However, I would like to do away with birth plans in general as this thing that we bring to the doctors at 36-week appointment when we start seeing them more often, and say, this is what I want. This kind of energy. This kind of energy should not be surrounding your birth at all. This should be saved for debates, for family get-togethers, those unpleasant moments. Not the birth of your baby, and not with the relationship that you have with your doctor. As much as they seem, more medical and more removed from your pregnancy, they still are going to be present. They still are going to be there, and their energy still takes up some type of space in that room. So it's very important to find a provider that you connect with, but it's also very important to find a provider that you know what their preferences are. So today on my blog, I will be posting 15 questions that I have come up with that I think are key to asking your doctor about what their preferences are, to do with, how long they like to see their clients go until they suggest an induction, what their induction process is, what natural remedies do they suggest to kind of help get labor started if a mom were to go quote unquote too late, what's their experience with hypnobirthing, mother-directed pushing, delayed cord clamping, and what their definition is of that. Just questions that I have heard over the years from my clients that have said, my doctor, I don't know how they feel about that. I can't really get a good answer, or I'm not sure. These are things you can ask or even give to your doctor and say, what is your take on these things? I would love to discuss this so I can know that this is going to be a good interaction and that this is a good fit for me and my family. So I guess I'm not throwing the complete birth plan out the window. I'm just trying to reshape it so it's a much different energy in a different environment with our doctors, with our birthing environment, and with our prenatal care to help get us moms a little bit looser and a little bit more relaxed and loose and limp, because we know that helps with hypnobirthing. So if you let go of that birth plan a little bit and just make it a discussion, make it an open communication in a relationship with our care provider. We're going to trust them with our health and safety of us and the baby. Why not trust them to ask these questions and get to know them in our prenatal care? So if you guys would like more information about my classes, you can find that on my website, MotorCityBirthServices.com, or my Facebook page. And classes start every month on Wednesday evenings at Nature's Playhouse. We have our first class tonight. Woohoo! And if you want to talk more about this crazy birth plan idea that I have, or my crazy energy talk, feel free to message me. I love talking about this stuff, and I love talking about preparing couples for one of the biggest days of their life. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day, wonderful snowy October day, and stay warm.